Moving on now, the Prime Minister says Labor is a party of builders and has slammed the Coalition and the Greens as blockers as he sells the government's new housing construction target and blueprint. More on this, I spoke with our Sky News political reporter Joel Philp a short time ago.
Yeah, that's right, Ash. Look, the Prime Minister used this speech to essentially list off all of the commitments that Labor has made in this space recently, including that $3 billion cash incentive that he's offered up to the states if they can manage to meet those targets. Also, but beyond that, mentioning the Help to Buy plan, which needed legislation to be implemented from the states and territories. The Prime Minister said that they have all agreed to that at National Cabinet yesterday. But beyond that, he also took a swipe at both the Coalition and the Greens for blocking the government's social housing fund up until this point, which is stuck in the Senate here in Canberra.
They are the blockers, we are the builders, and we're getting on with the job. Yesterday at National Cabinet, we brought together every state and territory government to agree on the most significant set of reforms to housing policy in a generation, and I thank the leaders for their support in that reform.
So the states and territories have certainly agreed to that policy, but the question is, can they deliver? Now, to get this funding, the states not only need to build that $1 million homes over a period of 5 years, well, their share of it, but also the 200,000 on top of it, and that's to receive this cash injection, which they can spend however they choose. One Premier, Peter Malinauskas, well, he says that South Australia can build its share, which is 70,000 homes.
We've announced the biggest land release, the biggest land release in the history of South Australia.
Premier Malinauskas, if he's reducing taxes and he's opening up new land supply, that's going to make a difference.
There's been discussion on Sky News today about whether the influx of immigrants expected over the next few years will make the housing situation worse. Given we've got that legislation stuck in the Senate at the moment when it comes to social housing policy, one independent MP, Diley, says that the situation could become difficult if that stalemate remains.
It will be an issue if there's not enough infrastructure in place. And because we're spending so much time talking and policy, being stuck in the House and in the Senate, and nothing is actually happening.